My name is Rafael. I'm a professor here at the University of Toronto. I'm also the director of the Center for Industrial Relations and Human Resources, which is literally next door to this building. And so I'm here to welcome you to the University of Toronto if you're from outside of the institution, to welcome you to Toronto if you're outside of the country, province, and just maybe give you a little background on the actual place where we've hosted today's talk and panel. Apart from the center itself being linked and related to this project, this venue actually has a particular resonance. This college is named Wordsworth College, and for those of you who are not students of Canadian history or from outside the country again, it has a particular resonance. It was named after J.S. Wordsworth, who was a social reformer of the early 20th century, a labor activist, and one of the founders of our Social Democratic Party, this is the version of Social Democratic Party, the New Democratic Party, and he was important in that founding of the party. This college was named after him in 1974, and it's had a purpose that's sort of in keeping with Wordsworth's philosophy. It's been a college that was open traditionally to students who normally could not get into university. It offered a path to university for students who hadn't completed high school, for example. And it was one of the first colleges in all of Canada to set up an undergraduate degree in industrial relations, which now we call employment relations. So there's a lot of links. In fall 2009, this very venue, this renovated hall, named after Art Kruger, who was a former principal of the college, was open. And the space was intended to provide students for a meeting and social space, but also to host these kind of outreach events to the broader university and to the public. So we're very pleased that you've come here, very pleased that the organizers have chosen to host their event here. So as director of the center and as a member of this university, welcome. And I'd like to now hand things over to Professor Lipsig Mummé.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Okay. I'm Carla Lipsig Mummé of York University, lead investigator of Work in a Warming World research program and adapting Canadian work and workplaces to respond to climate change research program. In organizing tonight's panel, W3 and ACW are joined with the following sponsors: Canadian Labour Congress, Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives, National Union of Public and General Employees, United Food and Commercial Workers Canada, Environment Law Centre of Alberta, British Columbia Federation of Labour, York University, the Centre for Industrial Relations and Human Resources of the University of Toronto. The panel tonight is in two parts. The first is a keynote speech by Roger Cox. The second part, chaired by Professor John Calvert, is a panel of 6 speakers. On June 24, 2015, the Hague District Court in the Netherlands announced its ruling that the state has the duty, indeed the legal responsibility, to protect its citizens from the imminent danger of climate change. The phrase was the court's, the imminent danger. In its ruling, the court directed the state to cut greenhouse gases by 25% from 1990 levels and to do it by 2020. The courtroom then erupted in hugs, in tears, in delight, and in champagne. The lead lawyer in the case is Roger Cox, who is our keynote speaker today. In preparing this pioneering victory, Roger worked with the sustainability NGO, the Urgenda Foundation, and with 886 co-plaintiffs who signed on one by one to form a unique alliance. I'd like you just to stop and think about that for the moment. Legal activists, NGOs, sustainability, and ordinary citizens. Greenpeace called the Hague Court ruling a game changer in the fight against climate change. In part one of tonight's panel, Roger Cox will discuss the science, the role of law, and the duty of the state. He'll discuss the role of social NGOs and the potential role of unions. He'll also discuss the social alliance side of his victory, that alliance that is something that may change the organization of movements to speed up response to climate change. Let me turn this over now to Roger Cox. Roger.